Hi, and welcome to Linda Lectures. Linda Lectures is the name my children gave to the parental speeches I often used to torture my children and their friends, as in, oh gosh, here comes another Linda lecture or a mom lecture, depending on their age. I especially like to deliver these gems while I had them all trapped in my car. I don't care if you agree or disagree, but I do hope you'll use these to start conversations when your family is trapped together. Hi, and thanks for joining Linda Lectures. Today I'm going to be talking about fate and my philosophy on whether or not life is preordained or whether it's all about free will. So here's my philosophy in a nutshell. I do believe that there are people and situations that are put into our lives for a reason. I believe that there is a plan, but I also believe in free will. I know it sounds crazy. So here's the picture that I use in my head to sort of describe this philosophy of life that I have. So if you can imagine a limitless train track system that goes on to infinity, the plan is there, like the planned destination is there, right? But as we go through life, we're on these train tracks and we hit junction points, sometimes daily, sometimes multiple times a day, you never know, where we are making decisions at those junctions that are flipping that switch, right? For those of you that, gosh, now it's probably only people that watch cartoons because we don't talk about trains very much. But there's the concept of there's an actual lever, right? It's all computerized now, I'm sure, that flips at the junction so the train can go left or the train can go right, depending on how that junction arm is flipped. So we are making decisions all the time that can change our lives in ways that we don't fully understand. And each flip changes the plan, changes the route a little bit, because the higher power, or God, as I believe, is trying to get you to a destination. And so he's making sure that the junction boxes are there so that you can freely choose to move towards or away from this destination that or they have in mind. But you're still the one choosing. You choose how to interact with people. I talked in a recent episode about teachers and being teachers and learners in all moments in life. The decisions you make are those points at the junction boxes. But here's the great thing. It doesn't matter how many bad decisions you make. The path is always there for you to move towards a really good place for you. You can, at any point in your life, learn to listen to your intuition, which I think is, the spirit or God or that energy telling you what the right thing to do is. And a lot of people do not understand how to listen to their intuition. But at any point on that path, you can start making decisions at those junctions that get you back on the track that leads you to that really good outcome that I think, is out there for everybody. And what that good outcome is different for everybody. And it does not mean that you will not have hardship in your life. because hardship toughens us, strengthens us, teaches us. So don't think you're going to get out of hardship. And sometimes the hardship itself maybe isn't even about us. I know that's a crazy concept, but what if your hardship is simply an opportunity for you to teach others how to deal with hardship? Does that make sense? What if the thing happening to you isn't about you at all? What if you are just the vehicle to teach other people about grace or about faith or about a positive attitude, however you want to, say it? What if you're just there to teach other people how to be strong in the face of adversity? I know, and it's so hard because when you're in the midst of a terrible thing, it's a terrible thing. And I've many times in my life gotten angry um, with God in my case, because that's who I believe in, because it's hard. I mean, that's why they call it hardship, right? It's hard. I don't want to go through it. I get angry. Why does it have to be me? Why do I have to deal with this or live with this? But ultimately in the back of my head, I really do believe that there's a plan. I don't, I've joked with some friends of mine. I would say, God, I believe in the plan, but right now your plan sucks. Sometimes it really just sucks. So be there for your friends when the plan sucks for them. Help them endure, help them stay positive, help them get through it, meet them on the other side, and decide each and every day that you are going to try to make decisions as you face situations in your life, that you are going to make decisions that are going to put you on the side of good. And and that can be good for your career, good for your family's financial situation, good because you help someone else. The path that God wants you to take is between you and God. It's not about how anyone else judges your path. But I do think that when you get off the path and you do it too much, I do believe that God will smack you upside the head if you are listening. So, pay attention and then start to make some different decisions. Sometimes those tough things that happen in our lives are wake-up calls that we're not making the right decisions at those junction points. So that's my philosophy on fatalism. I'm half fatalism and half free will, which I know doesn't make a lot of sense, but hopefully the railroad track analogy has helped you understand how I can believe a little bit in both. That we are making free will choices that change our course all the time. But ultimately, there is still a plan laid out to try and get us to the good end or the best end or the intended end for us. And only we can choose how to flip those junction boxes, though. We might never get there, but that's free will. So maybe I'll write it down. Maybe in another session, I'll talk about intuition and what I do to sort of listen and hear what my intuition is. And I'll write that down. I'll do that for another episode. But that's it for this Linda lecture. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to this Linda lecture. I hope you'll talk about these topics with your kids when it's age appropriate. They hear you even if they disagree, hate the process, or give your lectures a funny nickname. They are listening and taking their cues from you. Check out our polls and be part of future episodes by leaving comments in the Q&A or by leaving a voicemail at the number in the show description. Good luck out there. Don't take things too seriously, and I hope you'll join me again for another Linda lecture.